Hey everybody, it's me. I know it's been like forever since I made a video, so it is about time. Anyways, this is going to be my labor and delivery. This will be part one. I'm definitely going to need 2 videos on this because it's going to be long. It was a great labor and delivery, but it's just long, so I just made one and we got a new webcam and I moved too much, so I'm going to try and stay more still because it was very laggy. Anyways, my story kind of starts at 34 weeks. I unfortunately was dehydrated and went to preterm labor. I had to get directed to St. Mary's in Reno instead of Renown. Horrible. Oh my gosh, it was such a horrible experience. Thank goodness I didn't ultimately deliver there, but luckily they were able to stop it because I was in actual labor. I was having a lot of contractions. I did dilate to 1 centimeter, but like I said, they were able to stop it. Thank goodness. So around 35 weeks or so, I actually lost yeah, that's my hubby. I actually lost my mucus plug, and it was a little scary because it's my first pregnancy. I'm like, what the hell is this? I had an idea, but you know, when it's like at night, you're half asleep, and you're like, okay, what is this? It's like mucusy, obviously, mucus plug, mucus. And it had like a little red tinge to it. Let me scoot forward a little bit. So I'm like, okay, well, there goes that. And so that was a preterm labor symptom. I was actually having a ton of Braxton Hicks. I thought I was going to go at one point at 35 weeks and some odd days because I was having them so close together. And my husband's like timing them, and I'm like, oh God, not again. Please, no. But luckily, they went away, and I kind of kept on having Braxton Hicks, but not that close together. And when I would just drink water and lay down, and that seemed to help. But anyways, super nesty. After my shower, I literally stayed up one night and washed all his clothes, washed his bedding, put everything away, you know, as much as I could. I didn't have enough hangers, but I put everything away like a mad woman. And I just had to get this stuff done, so very, very nasty. Another symptom I had was I was urinating a lot. Like, at the beginning, I urinated a lot, but not this much. I literally, one night, was going like constantly. So that was another symptom. So finally, my mom's like, you know, you should probably make another appointment to make sure everything's okay. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. So I went ahead, I called and I made an appointment. They luckily they got me in to see me. Sorry, my eyes, there's something in it. I went in, this was a different doctor that I saw, and she measured me from the top of the uterus to your pubic bone, and I was 36 weeks in a day. I was measuring at 42 weeks. So 42 inches from top to bottom, and she's like, yeah, that's a little concerning. Either it's a big baby or there's a lot of fluid, and she's like, if it's a 10-pound baby, I'm not going to deliver it. We don't do 10-pound babies. It'll be an automatic C-section. I'm like, oh, really? If I want to deliver a 10-pound baby, that is my choice. If I want a C-section, let me have a C-section. Me and I think trying to conceive a mini mash, she went up and saw a relative of some sort, and she went to her doctor's appointment, and the same crap. They're like, oh, 10-pound babies, we don't do that. I'm sorry, it's our choice. If it's our body, if we want to try it, at least you should let us try it. I don't see why there's any reason we can't try and trust our bodies and see what we can and can't do. In the olden days, what do you think they did? They did not have C-sections, so obviously they got the baby out some way or another. Anyways, off the subject. So she's like, yeah, C-section. I really didn't say anything, but yeah, I was gonna say, you know what, if I want to have natural, then that's what we're gonna do. So she went ahead and she checked me. I was at 3 centimeters dilated, and I was 50% phased. So yeah, I was definitely progressing. She went ahead and she's like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and put you on the monitor, see how he's doing today. And so they put me on the monitor, in which Dallas, you put him on the monitor, he does not like it. He goes crazy. And this time he was actually pretty calm, which kind of scared me. They had to take this pin, and she's like, okay, well, we're going to take this and kind of shock him and wake him up a little. I looked at her, I'm like, what? You're going to what? So she took this pin, and she's like, oh, it's not too bad. She put it against my belly. I'm like, oh, I kind of felt that. And he went crazy. So, sorry, it's lagging out. I'm so sorry. So she went ahead, did that. He started moving. And I'm like, wow, this just is getting better and better. Yeah. So they stopped monitoring me, and my doctor still wanted to send me home. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not comfortable with that at this point. Obviously, there's something wrong. I'm concerned. So she went ahead. She was a little kind of, she was a little, what do you say, rude. She was a little rude, and she got me in there. She put cold jelly on my belly, and she proceeded to give me an ultrasound. She measured the fluid around him, but she measured him first, and he was measuring around 7 pounds. So obviously he wasn't a big baby. Usually it's about 5 pounds, give or take. And so I was kind of like, oh, whew, good on that. But then she measured the amniotic fluid. He was measuring at, I think the fluid was measuring at 24, which is above normal. So she's like, yeah, that's a little too much amniotic fluid. So she's like, you know, but I think I'm just gonna have you come back Wednesday, do another ultrasound. And I kind of looked at her. I said, you know what? At this point, I'm really not comfortable going home, to be honest with you. I live in Carson. It's 45 minutes away, and it's just not going good today. I'm concerned. And I just started crying. I was so upset, and this was not normal. I hadn't done this my pregnancy. I literally started crying, and I started almost hyperventilating. And I'm like, okay, I gotta sit up. I am dizzy. I can't breathe. And so she's like, okay, I'll sit you up. I'm sorry. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a pain in your ass, but honestly, I'm generally concerned. I don't feel like things are going right today. So she's like, you know, I can see that you are, and I'm just gonna go ahead and call the hospital, which was literally like a catty corner to where I was. And so she's like, I'm going to tell them you're on your way, and I will let them know what's going on. I'm like, okay, that sounds good to me. So what they did is I went over there, they put me on triage, you know, because at 36 weeks, they're not going to induce you, they're not going to medically intervene. They will not admit you to the hospital until you're 4 centimeters dilated, which is actual labor. And so what they did is they had an ultrasound lady come up, an actual ultrasound lady. She went ahead and measured him, measured the amniotic fluid. I was measuring around 18, which is better, but it's still a little high. And he was measuring about 6 pounds, 8 ounces with her, which, you know, she had been doing this a while, so I kind of thought her measurements might be more accurate. Anyways, she got done with that. The nurse checked me. I was still around 30 centimeters dilated, 50. Actually, I think I jumped up to 60 or 70% of phased at this point. So obviously my body was doing something. I don't think he would have stayed in the oven too much longer. So it's a good thing I kind of went there and to get checked out. Anyways, yeah, we're heading on a long video. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this one, and then I will make another one. Stay tuned. See ya.